Good morning. This is Walter Fisher, one of the Blackboard administrators here at USI. Today's tech takeaway will be about some common questions we get asked at the beginning of every semester. Now, the first thing we get asked is, why hasn't a student been added to my class or dropped my class? Well, here at USI, that is not an automatic process. It can take for 24 to 48 hours for a student to be added to your class, and it can take 48 to 72 hours for a student to be dropped from your class. If it goes longer than that, it's probably an issue, but if not, they just have not been added. If it's an emergency, you can contact us and we will be happy to add a student for you. The next question we get, if I have several courses, can I merge enrollments? Yes, you can merge enrollments, and the way to do that is to contact us at it@usi.edu, and we will be happy to merge classes for you. You do not have the ability to merge them on your own, but we can merge them for you. Another question we get asked is, how do I add additional instructors or students that are not registered for the class? Once again, if you contact us at it@usi.edu, we would be happy to do that for you, but you do not have the ability to do that on your own. So if you want to add a student in your class or add an instructor in your class, please contact us and we will be happy to do that for you. The next thing I want to talk about is notifications. Notifications, or these messages you get here, sometimes you get notifications, and especially students get notifications from past semesters. The reason that is happening is because if you leave a course open, say like this course is left open, it will still can send notifications to the students. So if you do not want that to happen, please go ahead and mark that course private. You should always mark courses private at the end of each semesters. Otherwise, it will continue to appear on the student's Blackboard and it will continue to send them notifications. If by chance you have some incompletes or something, you are more than welcome to leave the class open, but you might want to make the additional students unavailable. The next thing we get is, a lot of times you will look and you will see a student access your course, but your course is private. Well, fear not, they cannot actually get in your course. That means they either just clicked on this link and tried to access your course, or they tried to access their course through this gradebook feature, but they cannot actually see your content as long as your course is private. So don't worry about it if you see that they attempted to access your course. The next thing I want to talk about is how to find missing courses. And this is actually a big issue because, as you can see, you can have tons and tons of courses here. The first thing you always want to make sure is that you are actually in this current course, because you could have something that looks like this and you might be trying to access it from a different thing of courses. All your courses will be in your current courses unless we change that in the future. The next thing is, make sure your filter is set correctly. There are several different options here, and you may be on the wrong options. If you ever hide a course, it is very important that you come down to courses hidden from me to find a hidden course. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to find. If you look through the list and you can't find your course, please go ahead and use the search bar. For instance, I have a course called Trouble. Okay, and see how easy it was to find that course. And once you find the course, if you want it to be easier to find, go ahead and start it and make it appear towards the front of your course list. That way you won't have trouble finding it. But now I have obviously found my course and I am ready to access it. The next thing is, if you look, actually, let's go back to this view. If you look here, this course, Troubleshooting course by Walter Fisher, Well, that's not quite right, is it? That's not quite right. And many of you ask and say the wrong teacher is on my course. Okay, so what you want to do is go ahead and click on the course. And then you want to come down to customizations, and you want to come down to properties. And when you click on properties, you actually can change the name of the course to whatever you want. So let's go ahead and make this Troubleshooting by Walter Fisher, okay? And so if the wrong name is on your course, you are free to change the name of the course yourself, okay? When you're done, hit submit. And as you can see now, the name of the course appears correctly. And the last question we get a lot of is, how do I effectively course copy my course? Well, today's bonus big tip for you is in almost all cases, you want to hit this select all button. The reason for that being is if you copy an assignment out of this information area and you don't copy the grade center, then the assignment just simply won't copy because it needs the grade center to copy. If you have, let's say this is an exam area, if you don't copy the content area, the grade center, and the test and exam area, then it just simply won't copy. It is much easier to delete stuff you don't want than to choose and pick what you're going to copy, because if it is missing something from one of these sections down here, then the content will not copy correctly, okay? When it copies the grade center, it will not copy over the students, and it will not copy over the students' former grades. It will just simply copy over the columns, and all the columns will be empty and with the new students for your class, but the old students will not copy. Okay, so after you do that and you select your destination course and you hit submit, you should be good to go. You don't ever really want to mess with this area here or it will cause problems, and you certainly don't want to include the enrollments in the copy. Well, that's my time for today. Thank you for joining us for another Tech Takeaway.